Welcome all, and thanks for being here on this Thursday, the second day of April, where we started off on another very spring-like note, where we'll still wind down the second day of the month on a nice warm note. It will be amidst some showers and thunderstorms that will pair in comparison to tomorrow's. We have still the possibility, and some might even say likelihood, of some severe weather tomorrow. Strong showers and thunderstorms, certainly. The severe weather still, we should categorize at a slight risk. Nevertheless, we're talking about up to an inch tonight, up to an inch tomorrow. Winds steady at anywhere from 5 to 20, and some gusts above that at times. We'll talk about that and your Easter Sunday forecast. Still watching it very closely for your weekend, still on the cooler side of things. The Magafa County Fiscal Court met in special session earlier, butting heads again, two magistrates and one magistrate and the judge executive over some financial matters. This time, hazardous duty retirement for the Magafa County Sheriff. We'll also hear some good and bad news for a lot of Magafa County roads from Craig Linden from the Rural Secondary Program. And we'll talk about the senior citizens as they got some good news today and some other items all covered in the agenda. And I'll update you as much as I can right now, and I'll do that in just a second, in regards to the Magafa County Justice Center still closed until further notice. With all of that out of the way, there has been an arrest made in the most recent Eastern Kentucky robbery. The state police from Post 9 says they have made an arrest in the March 29th robbery just a few days ago with a Rite Aid. We know that Detective Tony Tackett has obtained an arrest warrant for the accused, which has been identified as 29-year-old Joshua Johnson, who is said to be from Pike County. The troopers said that they received a tip about the possible whereabouts of Johnson. He was found in the Lookout community, where he was arrested and charged with robbery in the first degree. He is lodged in the Pike County Detention Center. That Rite Aid in Pike County, of course, was the target of a robbery in which he showed a gun and made off with an undetermined amount of cash. Well, the Justice Center in Magafa County is still closed. I brought you just as I had received word yesterday evening, just before airtime, of the closure, and the reason being a call to Circuit Court Clerk Tanya Ward today shed a little more light on the situation. A follow-up test on services and cleanup that were done on two different occasions in the Justice Center, when first the two sprinkler heads went off or burst due to freezing on the 8th day of January, and then another similar situation a few weeks later, have since, as I told you yesterday, revealed that there are situations of several different kinds of mold in some areas that were tested of the structure. Now, that test was done several days ago, and the test was just confirmed yesterday. And upon learning that, Judge Childers ordered the Justice Center closed until further notice and evaluation. Well, there's more evaluation to come, according to Clerk Ward earlier today. Those tests were not done in every section of the Justice Center, but only in the sections that were exposed to water during those two occasions. Now, some more testing has been requested. They're hoping that that testing will be done tomorrow. They will be testing all areas of the Justice Center in hope and in assumption that the mold will only be in those areas which were affected by the two water breaks or malfunctions, if you will, and that they'll be able to cordon those areas off and still operate in other areas of the Justice Center until the proper steps can be taken to remedy the mold that has been discovered. However, if the testing is done tomorrow, we are uncertain as to the timetable, as to how long it will take that test to be confirmed or done and completed. It was several days before or between the original test that revealed the mold and when it was reported. They're hoping to expedite that process. We hope to know more tomorrow. For now, all we can tell you once again is that the Justice Center is indeed closed until further notice. A jury trial is set for this Monday. That is still uncertain as to whether it will take place in this building or another. But once again, Clerk Ward was hopeful that we would have some information tomorrow that may give a little bit more of an indication as to when they'll be able to open at least some of the Magafa County Justice Center. A lot of ground to cover this evening as it pertains to the special session of the Magafa County Fiscal Court, which was held earlier today beginning at 4. We'll go ahead and start with some good news, as the Magafa County senior citizens were presented with a check worth several thousands of dollars in coal severance funds, which the county has had for some time. Those funds presented to the senior citizens today in an effort to continue their service to the seniors of Magafa County.
Ladies, I know somebody will take a $50,000 check.
Oh.
We really appreciate everything that you do to help the senior citizens. It's an important program. I'm sure I speak for the rest of the fiscal court when you say that you have all of our support. but me and Matt can afford it.
I would say that I feel honored to accept this check for the senior citizens, and I want to thank all of you, and especially Judge Hart.
Next on the agenda was a presentation on behalf of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Craig Linden, as he does on an annual basis, presents the court with an outline of the money they're going to receive from the road aid program, as well as their plans to maintain state roads on behalf of the state, and then, of course, the money that the county will be allotted. And, of course, some of that discussion centered around, as you can very well imagine, the gas tax as it was froze at 26 cents, the effect that, of course, that will have. We'll hear more about that, and we'll also hear about some roads that will see some blacktopping. One I was thrilled to hear about, to be quite honest. And then, of course, we'll talk about the sheriff's hazard duty retirement as well. Those conversations beginning right after this message or two. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. Similar to another situation in the most recent McGoffin County Fiscal Court meeting, two magistrates and a third and the McGoffin County Judge Executive butted heads over financial matters in today's meeting. They did so over the proposal or the motion by McGoffin County Judge Executive Charles Hardin to upgrade McGoffin County Sheriff Carson Montgomery's retirement from a standard retirement to a hazardous duty retirement at the cost of several thousands of dollars, which two magistrates just wanted to make sure they said before the court that the money was in place for the next budget before approving.
Appreciate that. I'd like to make a motion that we approve asking for the sheriff to receive the stipulation of hazard duty retirement. Motion been made by the judge. Is there a second? Motion been made and second. This is the second term that we have the current sheriff. Both times he has been in a position where his life is at risk, someone having a gun, and I've reviewed that, and I think that we need to protect him and his family by changing it to disclassification. Any other comments?
Yeah, who's going to be paying the additional match? Because there's a significant increase in the amount of match from the normal retirement to hazardous duty.
The fiscal court.
And this will start in the next fiscal year budget, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Is there any way that we can table this matter until we start working on the budget so that we make sure that we have funds available to do that? I'm not against the sheriff getting it, have no desire to do anything against the sheriff. And I've been a supporter of law enforcement all my whole life and believe that this is a good thing for law enforcement. But given the realization that we could be facing very tough times ahead, I'd like to be able to see that we have the resources available to make the match, because we're talking about thousands of dollars.
If we delay it, you're talking about him missing another 6 months or a whole year of being
I've looked at the schedule. I think it does it quarterly, Judge. Is that not right?
Yeah, but you would have to get it in this. Actually, it's supposed to be in 2 days ago, but I think they'll give us a disposition so that we can start at July the 1st.
I just don't see how we, at this time, how we could allot an additional $15,000 plus or minus when we're not sure about what our budget's going to be. And I spoke to the sheriff, and and until we get more information, if we'd have more time to look at this, I'd be a lot more comfortable with it. But this is come in 15 grand right all up in front. That's kind of, and this only affects the sheriff. That's right.
Correct.
You got next fiscal court meeting here.
Yeah, toward the end of the month. And there is a schedule. There's a schedule in there that shows if you pass it at the board meeting or fiscal court meeting at one time, then it becomes effective at a few months later. So
we have time to the next meeting. If you're on the table, I'll make the motion and check it out.
Motion been made by Magistrate District 2 to table. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Judge Harden?
No.
Gary Reisner,
No.
Ronell Master,
Yes.
Matthew Wyman,
Yes.
Now we vote on the question. Roll call vote.
Judge Harden,
Yes.
Gary Reisner,
Yes.
Ronell Master,
No.
Matthew Wyman.
No.
Motion fails. Next item.
More fiscal court coverage coming up in just a few moments with some more road news. But for now, here's tonight's calendar brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. I don't know if I've ever said it or not, but I like doing birthdays on the show. Birthdays are cool. Everybody ought to be having an extra special day on their birthday. And we hope 11-year-old Chaston Rao has. Chaston Rao, love mom, dad, mom, and papa, happy birthday to you. And a happy birthday, a happy 60th plus, it says, sweetly, to Laureen Howard. Love your husband, kids, and grandkids. Happy birthday to you. And a big birthday wish to Bill Meade from your wife, your kids, and a whole lot of family and friends. Happy birthday, Bill. Hope you, too, have had an extra special day. And a birthday wish tonight to Alice Turner. Alice, this comes with a great deal of wishes from your family, Terry, Anthony, Nikki, Matt, Brady, and a whole lot of friends as well. Happy birthday. A reminder about services ongoing at Stinson United Baptist Church. They've got services nightly at 7. That is tonight, Friday, Saturday at 7. Then Sunday sunrise services at 7. And the Easter services at 11. They hope you'll join them. And the community Easter egg hunt over at the Mountain Home Place by the Paintsville Lake, Saturday at noon. Sponsored by Food City. Great prizes. Age groups 0 to 3, 4 to 7, 8 to 10 for hunting eggs. I'm sure a few other Easter egg hunts are going on, possibly. I don't know of any. Send them in so we can tell everybody tomorrow. The Kearney Free Will Baptist Church is picking and a grinning this Saturday at 7. Pastor Butch Whitaker says, come on over and join us for some fellowship and some fine entertainment. And be sure and join them for their kickoff event for the Rail Trail Crew, brought to you by the United Safe Coalition in McGoffin County. They're going to have a DJ, they're going to give away a bike and free T-shirts, and they're going to do it all this coming Monday, 5:30. They'll meet at the Royalton Trailhead there on the Dawkins line for what's going to be an annual event, but what's also going to be the first of many events throughout the year. The Rail Trail Crew, great idea, great time, great exercise. You won't even know you're getting healthy. You'll be having so much fun. And the Royalton Dawkins Trail Committee is meeting at the District 3 Fire Department at 6 o'clock on Tuesday of next week. And that meeting will start once again at 6. If you have any questions, contact Vicki Doucette at 859-608-1557 or Donna Stevens at 496-6830. Kindergarten registration starts next week in McGoffin County Elementary Schools. It's all of next week at North McGoffin for the following 2 at South McGoffin and Sayersville grade. For your kids, if they're 5 on or before October the 1st, they're eligible for kindergarten. And for your birthdays or anniversaries or church organizational announcements, send them to us any way you like. And remember, you can always catch Your News Today on Foothills Channel 40, Howard's Cable Channel 7, and yournewstoday.com. Email me, Facebook me, call me, yell at me, whatever it takes to get your message here. I'll make sure everyone hears about it. In funeral service announcements, 57-year-old Ray Miller, my neighbor in Dixie, has sadly passed away. He did so on yesterday's date, the son of the late Charlie Miller and Louisa Allen. He was married to Anna Daniels Miller, who survives, and he's also survived by daughters Tammy Miller and Tanya Stapleton, and stepsons Tony and Doug Howard. Visitation is this evening. It's all day tomorrow, and prior to services, which start Saturday morning at 11, all of which from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. We also have services to be held in honor of 57-year-old Lester Gray Cole, who passed away, survived by his father, Lawrence Gray Cole. He was preceded in death by his mother, Margie Prater Fletcher, as well as stepfather Benny Fletcher and stepmother Betty Cole. He's also survived by brothers Tim, Mark, and Curtis, and sisters Linda Bailey, Vicki Bailey, and Kathy Cantrell. Services are set for this Saturday afternoon at 1 at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation begins Friday evening after 6 for the general public. And everyone here at the newsroom and a host of family and friends is also very saddened to hear this evening of the passing of our dear Myrtle Gullett Preston of Chillicothe, Ohio. My apologies. Formerly of McGoffin County. Myrtle passed away on yesterday's date. Arrangements are still incomplete at this time, but to be announced by the Sayersville Funeral Home. We should have those on tomorrow's program. And we have 2 announcements this evening, both coming in loving memory. The first in loving memory of Delphi Adams Reed on what would have been Delphi's 95th birthday, with a whole lot of love from a whole lot of family and friends. and an announcement in loving memory on what would have been his birthday, William Sam Hilton, sadly missed by Bertha, Cody, and Tara, who misses and loves him greatly. We'll be right back. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. Back to special session fiscal court coverage in Magoffin County. Craig Lennon from the Kentucky Department of Transportation, as he does each and every year right around the beginning of the fiscal year, goes to his area's fiscal courts presenting the road plan for the upcoming year. This year it will, of course, include a reduction in monies that will be forwarded on to Magoffin and other counties. That, of course, due to the gasoline tax, which we've addressed on many occasions here throughout the past several weeks.
Secondary program for Magoffin County. I'm out of the District 10 Jackson office, which includes Magoffin County. Each year a representative, which is myself usually, will come and present a program to the fiscal court for you to adopt for the next fiscal year. We're required by KRS 177.330 to meet with each fiscal court in the state of Kentucky and present to you a program, referred to as it's House Bill 299 and also a compromise of the Senate Bill 29. And what it done was froze your gasoline tax at 26 cents a gallon. Had the legislators not enacted this, as of yesterday, April 1st, it would have dropped down to about 22 cents, I think 22.3 cents per gallon. We would have lost an additional about $130-some million. As it stands right now, we went from, last year at this time, we went from 32 cents down to 26 cents. So we're losing about $180 million starting this fiscal year. Also in that bill, starting July 1, this will be based on the average wholesale price of gasoline July 1, and it will be going every fiscal year instead of every quarter. So therefore it won't be fluctuating every quarter up and down. It can only decrease by 10% and it can only increase by 10%. However, from July 2016 to July 2017, it cannot drop no lower than 26 cents. After that, if gas prices continue to plummet or fall, then it will drop below that, but it can only do that at a 10% decrease or increment. Magoffin County has a total of 94.116 miles of rural secondary roads located within the county. This year, the allotment for Magoffin County is $982,000, and you should have a handout in your packet. I should have notified you that. $982,634, and as I said, we took a big decrease from last year, and Magoffin County looks like lost about $300,000 in the total allotment, and that was due to the gasoline tax falling down. Out of that is the County Judge Executive Fund, which is $3,862. That goes to every county judge executive in the state of Kentucky. That's an old KRS from the 1970s. The maintenance of traffic is $453,100. This is to perform regular routine maintenance on your road, whether it be snow and ice removal, ditching, shouldering, brush removal, whatever the case may be. This comes to a cost of $4,814 per mile to maintain these rural secondary routes within the county. This year, the fiscal court will receive $143,310. That is part of this program. That money is to only be used for resurfacing existing paved roads. Now, that is an increase from last year. I think of about $30,000 what you had last year to spend on your county roads. Yeah, you had 116 last year, so it's about 26,000 more. So that'll be equivalent to about 3/4 of a mile of resurfacing, depending on the width of the road.
Now, for the state's portion of their work to be done to be paid for by the state. That leaves them with $382,000. As they do each year, Linden will make a recommendation. The fiscal court not necessarily beholden to follow that, but would have to offer reasons not to. The recommendations made on behalf of the state for their spending of that $382,000, and maybe even some more money on top of that, are for about 7.9 miles of Magoffin County roads that they plan on resurfacing. 2 areas of Route 1081, also Route 867 will see some resurfacing as well. Another spot in 1081 from, say, the Morgan-Magoffin County line almost to Grape Creek will be seeing some resurfacing. On a personal note, and for my neighbors, also pleased to hear that Dixie Avenue, which I didn't know was Route 2493, but Dixie Avenue in Sagersville will be resurfaced on behalf of efforts of the state this year. The timeline not exactly given, but it was already, of course, on the schedule. Also, Half Mountain, which is not part of this program, will see some resurfacing that's already been allotted as well, but not part of the program or the allotment of money that Linden was speaking of. So some good news. Bad news, the obvious that due to the gas tax situation, that Magoffin and other counties will lose some significant amount of funds to the tune of $200,000 or $300,000 for Magoffin County, but the good news is some roads will see money spent on them, and some will see resurfacing and maintenance issues throughout the year as well. They pretty much wrapped up the fiscal court session. Now I'm going to wrap up the program with a little bit of talk of some stormy weather headed our way this evening. If you thought the sun came out and it was all over, just a few light showers earlier today, not so much. And there's why. We've got a strong line of some showers and thunderstorms, some lightning, some thunder associated with this. It has weakened a bit in nature over the course of the past few hours, as it's now through the Lexington area, and shall move on into the east shortly. So showers and thunderstorms, you'll want to watch the weather shortly and keep your eye on what's coming this way. We're talking about three-quarters of an inch to an inch of possible rainfall tonight for most everyone, except for some of those heavy showers and downpours, and then another 3/4 to an inch possible tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms will be on the horizon again in tomorrow's forecast. This line will not be all that we'll be dealing with over the course of the next several hours, all the way through tomorrow night. So after 80 degrees is what I am showing for a daytime high here at the newsroom. We'll fall back to 54. Cloudy skies, those showers and storms, we've already covered that. They're coming. Southwest winds, 9 to 17 miles per hour at times. We'll see some gusts certainly out ahead of that line that could be still to the tune of 40 miles an hour or so. They've been a bit stronger than that. I'm hoping that they're going to weaken in nature as they continued to do so over the past little bit as they make it into the viewing area a little later. Tomorrow we'll see 72. Warm air still staying in place, losing a few degrees due to all the clouds and the showers, and a low of 40 tomorrow night. But we'll see tomorrow we'll see increasing clouds. We'll see showers. We'll see thunderstorms and winds once again still from the southwest. Steady at 8 to 11, gusts upwards of 17, except with any thunderstorms that you might see on tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a wet one, I believe, more so than today. Saturday, well, everything is going to cool down. Cool air behind that line will put us around 57 under mostly sunny skies for the first half of your Easter weekend. We'll pick up nicely by Sunday, and really that 10% chance of showers is not until late Sunday night, really Monday morning. So 68 and sunny and a really nice Easter. Very comfortable, mild, clear and calm, and very nice. Low of 47. We do start off Monday with temperatures right around the mid to upper 60s again, and we'll also start off on a stormy note. And I actually have a 50 or better chance of showers and storms, I should say, in the forecast for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. It looks to be a quite bumpy ride. This pattern is not shaking out anytime soon. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow as we wrap up this week, the first few days of April. We hope you'll join us then. For now, have a good night and keep your eye on the storms that should be rolling through momentarily.